Pure. What it is, YouTube? Is your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. I want to show y'all how y'all can take a home style mix into a professional radio ready type of mix using saturation. We're gonna be talking about FabFilter Saturn II and some of the benefits it could give to you, okay, in terms of getting things to sound brighter, thicker, better, more seasoned, taste better, okay? So let's get to the video right now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. You want to support the channel, well, check the links. Check out the Patreon, check out the courses, check out the vocal presets. Let's just get to these gems right now.
Baby, don't be scared. True love will find its way. Maybe not today, but no day, yeah, one day. Baby, don't be scared. True love will find its way. Maybe not today, but no day, yeah, one day. Yeah, 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 yeah. Carry on your love through the way. You ain't got no time to waste. I know it takes a little patience, but be patient with me. I know it takes a little resistance.
So y'all got an understanding of the song. So we have the plugin right here, FabFilter Saturn II. The first thing that we're gonna go over is tube saturation. Whenever I think about tube saturation, I always think about a TubeTech CO1B, a Telefunken 251, and many tube preamps and many tube items that have helped really kind of craft the sound of music over the last couple of years. So whenever I think about tubes, I think of C800, and I just always think about brightness. So that's the thing about it. In this song, you could have used something like a tube, saturation to bring a brightness to the drums, because there's like a rhythm, and I put it specifically on the beat bus.
You ain't got no time to waste. I know it takes a little patience, but be patient with me. I know it takes a little resistance, but just wait on me. Yeah. Yeah. Baby, don't be. You ain't got no time to waste. I know it takes a little patience, but be patient with me. I know it takes a little resistance.
So now you can start to hear more of the low-level detail inside of the drums, and that's especially important for this style of Afro music where you hear the like you really want to hear that bounce. That's that rhythm, you feel me? That's that trampoline that the vocal is bouncing up and down on. That's that pogo stick, okay? So that's the most important aspect of it, is to understand that, that saturation is a great alternative to adding brightness, right? So rather than using maple syrup, this is another sweet alternative to getting the sweetness out of music, which is tube saturation. And that's what I like about the FabFilter Saturn II. Whenever I use the tube, I usually use the clean tube, just because I just want brightness. So it's an alternative to brightness, versus where, if you're a beginner and you're trying to use something like a SSL-E, it's kind of intimidating, because you're like, well, am I gonna boost this? Or I'm gonna boost 2K or 3K or 4K? Like, it makes it very kind of almost intimidating. You use certain plugins when you don't understand, how those bands interact together. But saturation is a foolproof way to still get the brightness that can go farther than regular EQ. All right. Okay, so the next way that I would like to use something like FabFilter and Saturn II is also on vocals, as a pretty much like a de-esser, essentially. So usually when I'm trying to like de-ess something, sometimes if you use too much of a de-esser, what will happen is, the vocal will start to sound muffled. It will start to sound like somebody is kidnapping your vocal. You feel me? Like your vocal is, the mouth is taped up. I can't speak. You feel me? It's gonna sound like the vocal is being kidnapped, because maybe the de-esser is grabbing too much of the high end. So that's where tape saturation is a great alternative to de-essing, because it smooths out the waveform. Okay, so before I play it, I want to show you guys what I mean by smoothing out the waveform. So usually when you record clean right out of your interface, you kind of get like a stiff digital signal, which is kind of like this. It's like a square edge. You feel me? It's pretty stiff. There's no, it's pretty stiff. It's pretty direct. versus when you find yourself using something like a softer knee, right? The compression will soft saturate your vocal essentially, rounding off the top end a little bit. So that's where you kind of would find yourself having a smoother waveform like this, which would help your vocals be smoother.
You ain't got no time to waste. I know it's on your love through the way.
So
On your love.
listen to when she says waste. You ain't got no time to. Listen to the S's.
On your love through the way. You ain't got no time to waste. I know it takes a little patience, but be patient with me. I know it takes a little resistance, but just on your love through the way. You ain't got no time to waste. I know it takes a little patience, but be patient with me. I know it takes a little resistance, but just
So ever so slightly, it de-esses it for you. So that's another great way of taking advantage of a plugin like FabFilter Saturn 2 by using it on your actual vocal and just ever so slightly driving a little bit of warm tape, which will smoothen off your high end. Another great thing about tape 2 is it gives a little bit of body, right? Because it has a mid-range bump to it. So I prefer to use warm tape to get a kind of a de-essing style type of thing. So it's great because now you won't have to de-ess as much. Maybe even throwing on just a little bit of tape before a de-esser or maybe even after is a great way of doing less de-essing, helping your vocal to still sound natural and smooth at the same time. All right. So another thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to saturation in FabFilter Saturn 2 is the transformer style of saturation. Now this is usually great for drums. Whenever I think about the transformers, I usually always think about body. I usually think about opposite Ozempic. You feel me? It's the opposite Ozempic. It helps the vocals gain weight. It's like an Ensure, type of drink that you're kind of putting on the vocal to help it like get a little bit of weight on it, get a little bit of meat on the bones and stuff like that, all right?
on your love through the
But usually my favorite style of transformer plugin is obviously probably going to be using the SSL comp. I know it's crazy. I take it, I put it on 0, I put the makeup on 0, and then I just hit analog. And this, for me, this always just gives me a little bit of weight, especially to the bass. I'm actually going to use this one on the bass, and you'll hear how it makes the bass feel a little thicker. So that's great too to help your, bass maybe cut through a little bit more on small speakers is using this transformer right here, just one click of a button. But that's the great thing about Saturn 2 as well is that, it makes me think about other ideas. You feel me? So I like to use plugins like True Iron as well, maybe on my drums to get my kick to a little bit harder. So, I'd usually try to drive the transformer a little bit, maybe parallel blend that hoe. So yeah, now you start to hear a lot more of that life energy come back into the mix. So that's pretty much the end of the video here today. I wanted to show different ways, like the tube, how to get all natural brightness and bring that to drums or whatever you're trying to bring it to. You can use it on your whole mix bus. It just happened to be a full mix that I did, and I wanted to show it on different elements, the versatility. So tubes can bring the brightness. Okay, the tape can be used as a de-esser. So now you're de-essing less. Now you don't have to use waves de-esser as much and pump the hell out of your vocal. You feel me? Then, you know, transformers as well, that transformer saturation, how it can help a bass. Now you can get your bass, maybe if your bass on the 2-track beat is lacking, now you can get more of that belly fat, more of that tubbiness to come back, or more of the knock from the kick to, you know, start to come back and really thud through and have presence with just literally a simple click of a button. Understanding the saturation, understanding what's inside of the pantry, right? The jalapeno peppers, the chipotle peppers, whatever the hell chipotle is, you know, the different styles of onions, purple onion, all these different flavors that you can start putting on top of your mix to add more flavor, to get it to taste better, to get it to sound better, and to make it easier for you. Because a lot of the times using like regular EQ or de-essers, it can kind of be confusing, especially if your monitoring is not good, which most people, they shit probably not really good. They can't really hear what the hell is going on. So it's hard to use like a real EQ or something like that, when you could have something like saturation that could effectively probably do the same thing that you're looking for with less margin of error. Okay, so I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you now, YouTube gang. Peace.